and I'll explain what caused that later in the video. Although the C6 is miles ahead of the C5, it still has notable issues. And today I'll be going over all the common issues and liability of the C6 Corvette to better educate you about your ride or your potential purchase. Let's get started. If you experience a sudden surge of power, low idle, and the car can barely run, then that can very well be a broken valve spring. The older valve springs are yellow and the updated springs are blue. You basically remove the rocker arms, place the cylinder in top dead center, and finally remove the springs, which requires a special tool. And you should go ahead and place the valve stem seals as well. I'll link the tools and the process down below for your convenience. Corvettes from 05 to 07 and the 06s from 05 to 06 have recall for flying off roofs while driving. Be sure that you have the recall already repaired before you be a part of the Flying Roof Club. The automatic transmission shifter from 05 to 06 gets stuck in park. What causes this? Well, it's because you bought an automatic. I'm just kidding. This micro switch isn't sending the proper amount of power to the cylinder and won't actuate the cylinder to move this lever out of the way. The fix that most people do is tie back the lever or simply break it. I would just tie it back. That's what I would do. If your harmonic balancer is dancing around like this, then it's time to replace it before it starts damaging the engine due to it vibrating and walking back into the engine. The pulley itself starts breaking off and pulling away from the weighted outer ring. Upgrading the harmonic balancer with one from ATI Performance would be your best bet to prevent this issue. The airbag light illuminating intermittently is an annoying issue. The connector located underneath the seat can loosen up over time, and you'll need to tighten up that connector and use some zip ties as extra measures to make sure it doesn't get disconnected again. The C6 Corvette between 05 to 08 has an issue with the service active handling system error message popping up and potentially causing crashes because it fights the driver's input. Basically, the movement of the steering wheel can tug on the steering wheel position sensor located in the steering wheel column, sending a strange signal. And because of that, the system is sending a missignaled message of a wrong input and can potentially become very dangerous. You'll need to pop open the lower panel of the steering wheel column, jam lock the wire together, and reconnect the sensor. And I'll link the TSV write-up down below, so you can check that out. The fuel pump has an issue where the plastic piece cracks where the fuel line connects and leaks a small amount of fuel. The main system that you'll get is basically a fumey smell in the garage. You basically need to drop the fuel tank and replace the fuel pump, which is easier said than done, but possible by a DIYer. If you're hearing this sound, then no, it's not an exhaust leak. The bearing on the drive shaft within the torque tube has most likely gone bad and allows excessive movement. And it's not an easy job to do. You can get a reputable mechanic to rebuild it or spend more money and get GM to replace it. I mean, the C6 Corvette has its own fair share of issues, but it's a small price to pay for such a well-rounded performance car. And these issues won't happen to every single vet on the road. These are just common issues that do pop up. Guys, remember that cars are for everyone, so let's AutoMotivate. This is Chris, always appreciate and respect one another. I'll see you in the next video.